Hey guys, welcome back to your girl Brittany, and today I have a new tutorial for you using the Fairytale Club's collection Spellbound. Andrea is working hard on a new collection, so as design team members are playing with her older stuff that is still available that you can go ahead and get. So I'm absolutely loving the colors in Spellbound and all the pieces that come along with it. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my weekly uploads of other crafty inspiration, tutorials, and project shares. So sit tight, relax, and let's do this. So starting out, you're going to need a piece that is 12 by 12, and one on the sides you're going to score at 3 and then at 9, and then you're going to rotate it and you're going to score at 3 and 6. So next you're going to need a piece that is 12 by 6.5, and on the 12-inch side we're going to score it at 3 and 9, and then rotate it and score it at 3 and 6. Then we're going to turn it back around and we're going to score at 2.5 between the first and second score line, and then at 9.5 the same thing between the first and second score line. Then next we're going to need two pieces, one measuring at 8 by 4, and we're going to score it at 1 and 7, and then we have a piece that is 9 by 5, and we're going to score it at 1.5 and 7.5. We're going to go ahead and fold on those score lines, and just to make life easier, I'm going to go ahead and mat these pieces. Now we're going to take our 12 by 12 piece and we're going to go ahead and fold on those score lines, and when you do so, you are going to then have it on its side, and you see those two big squares at the bottom. You're going to go ahead and cut up on the score line to its meeting score line, and then you're going to go ahead and repeat that on the other side. When that's through, I'm going to go ahead and mat these as well. Now on the outside of the middle flaps, I'm going to add some tape, and then I'm also going to add glue. And after I add that on there, we're going to take those bottom square flaps and we're going to fold up and adhere it together. Now once we have those pieces together, we're going to add our adhesive on the outside of that little flaps that we just put together. On the outside square, we're going to add our adhesive, and then we're going to fold it up to meet up with the larger flap. Alright, so there goes the base of our swivel box. We're going to go ahead and grab our pieces, the one that was originally the 9 by 5 and the 8 by 4. We're going to start with the 9 by 5, and I'm going to add my adhesive to the flaps, and then I am going to try to strategically put this in here without messing anything up. And you're going to have your little flaps meet all the way to the very back of the box, so it's giving you a 1.5 inch space towards the back. Now we're going to take our 8 by 4 piece, and we are going to go ahead and add our adhesive to that, and we are going to align those flaps, the edges. We're going to align it up to the edge of the backing piece that we just put in. So towards the back we have a 1.5 inch gap, and then we have in the middle a 1 inch gap, and then in the front we have a 1/2 inch gap. So you have 3 different spaces to go ahead and put all your goodies in. Now we're going to go ahead and go back and take our 12 by 6.5 inch piece, and we are going to go ahead and fold on the score lines, not the weird little score lines that we did just up to the 2 inch score. we just want to fold on the outside of our score lines. And then what we're going to do is, looking at it from the 1/2 inch portion, I'm going to cut a little notch here and then remove this little tiny rectangle. And then I'm going to cut up on this score line all the way to where the score line meets. And then that little score line that we had created, we're going to cut that piece off. So now we have this little hanging flap, and I'm going to cut the notches off on there. So you're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side, removing the rectangle, and then cutting up on the big square portion, and then cutting up off the score line to remove the rest of that little paper portion, and then cut the notches as well. So we're going to flip it on the outside, and we're going to take our pen and our ruler, and we're going to make a marking at 1 inch. And we're going to do that on both sides of our cardstock. And then when we made our little marking, we're going to draw a line from there all the way to that corner of where the score line hits. And you're going to do that on both sides. Now you can use your paper trimmer or you can use your scissors, whatever helps you out best. And we're just going to remove that little triangle that we created there. And then now we have this fun piece. I went ahead and matted mine, and we are going to need 2 brads for this next portion. So you're going to line it up with that weird little triangular, was that a trapezoid? We're going to take our pokey tool, and we are going to poke a hole about 1/2 inch in and 1/2 inch down. And then we're going to poke our hole, and I'm going to take a different poker to make it a little bit bigger for my brads to be able to go in. And then once we do that, we're going to line it back up with the base of our box and then put in our brads. And then once we connect it together, open up the prongs on your brads, and then you're going to tuck in your little flaps, and then you will have your fun little swivel flip box. I'm not really sure. So there you have it. You have your fun little swivel top flip top box. So what you do is you open up the flaps, and then you turn the top portion over, and so they can go ahead and get at their goodies. And so next is the most fun part ever, and that is the decorating portion. You guys want to see how quick I can decorate this? Ready for it? Want to see some magic? And there she is, all set and ready to go. So thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.